Careful, Sebastian, careful.
Lewis, this is Paddy. We need you to pick up the pace. That's the instruction.
Right now, I'm losing the World Championship, so I'm not really bothered if I lose this race.
Sebastian, multi-map 2-1, multi-map 2-1, and look after your tyres, please.
That time we're racing, so it's down to, at that point what am I supposed to do? Just sit there and let the dude come and win the championship? You know, I have to kind of try to help myself because no one else is going to help me.
Like most sheep, I also followed the social media shepherd into discussing the Verstappen versus Lewis Silverstone incident long past its sell-by date. The reaction Lewis received was ironically overshadowed post-race for a short period by Sebastian's do-goodedness. Picking up litter, going to help someone propose, you know, the usual good guy kind of things. And that day, or those actions, really are the origin of this video. Sebastian is currently enjoying the love part of the love-hate relationships a lot of successful drivers receive from the casual F1 fanbase. Die-hard fans of the sport, for the most part, have displayed a decent level of unbiased opinions even if they support a particular driver or a team. At the end of the day, we just want to see good racing. Let's not forget though, when Sebastian was at Red Bull in their period of dominance, he was hated, booed when he was at the podium. Who can forget Turkey or Multi 21? Or as Sebastian probably heard it, Multi-Map 1-2. Sebastian has always been a kind person off track, and there's plenty of evidence to support that, which is going to help me draw the first piece of comparison between Sebastian and Lewis.
If he was here, what kind of things might he say to the audience?
Well, I think he would be very happy because, you know, he was like... I see, I can't do it. I'm starting to... That's great. I mean...
Sebastian and Red Bull were disliked for their dominance. Good guy or not, people certainly did not like it and really wanted a change. So when did things change for Sebastian? It's actually pretty clear. He went from hunter to hunted. He essentially became the underdog. And man's capacity to sympathize with the weak, or in this case the fallen, really helped change Sebastian's image. And I'm talking about his move to Ferrari. Losing out to the Mercedes in the unlucky way that he did when he was leading in the 17-18 campaign really changed the waves for Sebastian. Couple that with an even longer period of dominance for Mercedes, and suddenly Sebastian is loved. He was really the only guy who could put an end to their dominance before Max Verstappen came onto the scene. Okay, so what about Lewis? Lewis has always received a good reception from F1 fans, and he's loved by most of the British fanbase, not because the other half dislike him or anything. They probably support other drivers and other teams. However, I don't remember Lewis receiving any sympathy or any support when he moved from McLaren to Mercedes. I think it was more shock, and people were laughing at him because they believed it would be a career-killing move. Oh, how they've been proven wrong. So here's where the true comparison begins. Both drivers experienced a period of dominance. Lewis's throne right now is being challenged by Max. Both drivers are in the best car and in the best team. And finally, both drivers had teammates who were forced to sacrifice their race to help them. And we know nobody likes that. And that's really where the similarities end. I think Lewis's beliefs, which he's displaying more during race weekends, has attracted some negative attention of some but I'm not here to get into that. But what's made it worse is Netflix and social media. When Sebastian was at Red Bull, we only really had Facebook. What we have now in Instagram and Twitter is not what they were back then. Netflix has brought in great interest, which can help improve the support and increase the awareness, which normally leads to growth and development. And the 2022 car designed for better following and the introduction of the sprint races show that. But they've also attracted some not so great people. Couple that with how social media works, and Lewis has easily received tenfold what Sebastian did, and arguably more personal. Sebastian's also quite vocal with his beliefs in equality, but he doesn't receive the negative attention that Lewis does. I honestly don't understand any of it. To conclude, I don't think Lewis will be loved for the remainder of his career, because he will probably retire at Mercedes, who themselves will probably dominate the next generation, or at least the beginning of it. The way Lewis signed the 2-year contract extension is reminiscent of the way he signed for a lesser Mercedes back in 2013. There's something here that he believes in. My prediction, Lewis will win 3 more titles. I think he'll be loved and honoured the way he should once he leaves, a bit like The Office or Shawshank, really only loved a long time after they finished airing or were released in cinemas. Now, there is, however, the daddy's driver type of hate, which Stroll initially received and more recently Nikita Mazepin, but that's not as interesting as the discussion on hand. And that is the conclusion of my video. If you dominate, you're disliked. I hope you guys enjoyed it. See you soon.